People, Kinghuman here, and this is going to be another of my eBay lecture series. So if you're not into the eBay thing, tune out. Wait for another one of my idiot, goofy videos where I make an ass of myself. If you're my eBay people, stay tuned because this will be of interest to you. And, you know, because I do a little bit of everything on my channel. I'm trying to, you know, hey, where else are you going to see stupid shit and eBay shit and, you know, humanitarian shit and I don't know what else. But anyway, here's the deal. I get about 10 emails a week from people saying, Kinghuman, we know you make a lot of money on eBay, you do all kinds of stuff on eBay, clue us in as to what we can buy right now, put it on eBay, and make money. Very difficult question. Very difficult question because basically there are different kinds of sellers on eBay. There are the guys that go out every week and buy wholesale stuff, the kind of stuff you can find anywhere, like say sporting goods, and they'll sell the same tennis racket week after week after week. They'll buy it wholesale and try to sell it retail. And then there are the guys that are like the garage sale kind of people, and they sell whatever's around. Well, you know, the wholesale thing is all well and good, but it's really tough to come up with an item that really sells consistently well week after week. Why is that? Because people come to eBay for a deal. So if you're selling tennis rackets, if you've got a supplier that sells you a Prince tennis racket, and you buy them for $100 and you're trying to sell them for $200, it's going to be really tough. Because the other guy is buying the same tennis racket and he's going to undercut you. And then there's another guy that's going to undercut him and another guy. So before you know it, the profit margin is shrinking and shrinking. It's really tough unless you can find a unique niche kind of market, something that everybody doesn't have access to, something that everybody isn't doing. But I want to talk to you about the other kind of eBaying, the rummage sale eBaying, because there's big money in it. Now, what am I talking about? If you can find unique, rare, collectibles, that kind of stuff, you can make bank on eBay. For example, at one time I had a box, and I think I came to them, I bought some estate or something, or you know, a storage auction, something. I used to buy all kinds of weird stuff. Anyway, I had a box full of old postcards. And somehow I connected up with some guy. He offered me like $400 for this shoebox that was only like a third full of old postcards. $400! I'm going, oh my God, what is this guy, insane? Well, I come to learn that there's a whole category of that kind of stuff being sold on eBay. It's called ephemera. Old paper products, old collectibles. There are guys that go out and buy old magazines like Time, Look, whatever, and they cut out the old advertisements, they shrink wrap them, and they sell them on eBay. And they'll pay a couple of bucks for an old magazine, and I'm talking about an old magazine, you know, 1930s or something. And they cut out the old advertisements for cars or cigarettes or whatever the heck it is. And they sell these old advertisements for $5–10 a piece, something like that, I don't know. So that magazine ends up making them anywhere from $50 to $200. Something like that, you know. That's just one example. Another example is there's a guy that sold an old tiki mug. You know, the old tiki mugs that you used to be able to get at Trader Vic's or whatever. Anyway, there was this old severed head tiki mug. It's evidently pretty rare. Thing sold for $1,325 on eBay. So, holy crap. You know, and you hear about this kind of stuff all the time. An old pickle jar that sells for $50,000 or $30,000, something like that. It's crazy. Some of the stuff, there's a collector for everything out there. So, you know, I just read a story about some girl that found this old backpack on the subway, and it had all these old Billy Idol pins on it. And she took off all the Billy Idol pins, these old Billy Idol pins, and eBayed them, and they made $10–20 a piece because they were old collectible pins. and she made a couple of $100 just off of some piece of junk she found. The thing I'm getting at here, people, is that if you educate yourself that there are collectors for everything out there, and you go about it methodically, you can make bank. And I'll tell you how. Go on eBay, look in the collectibles section, and set your search parameter for most expensive items. And your search tool will show you the stuff that is bringing the most money right now. Now, make a mental picture of that. Keep that stuff in your head, like the old severed head tiki mug. You know, things like that. Fill your head with all that kind of crap. And then go to your local thrift store and see what you can find that might fit into those categories. Because there's a ton of shit out there that you can make money with. It's a treasure hunt, believe me. So give that a try. I'll get more specific about this kind of stuff in future. But, you know, I mean, when you hear stuff like that, you know, Butterfield and Butterfield is auctioning off an antique pair of blue jeans. $25,000 estimate on this old pair of blue jeans. Come on! What the hell is going on? And I know that, you know, here's another example. I used to have a friend who was a dealer, and he was going around to all the flea markets and buying up the old Coleman camp lanterns, you know, with the mantle and the white gas, and you know, but it had to be the old ones. And I asked him, "What the hell are you doing with this shit?" And he goes, "Well, the Japanese collectors are paying me $500 a piece for these things." I couldn't believe it. So he spends an afternoon at the flea market. He buys up, you know, 5 or 6 of these things for $10 to $20 a piece, and he's selling them in Japan for $500 a piece. I just can't believe crap like that. Now, I never investigated that one firsthand. I'm just going by what he told me, and this was many, many years ago. So I don't know if that kind of thing is still going on, or if it was even real to begin with. But I've seen other things like that, and it's out there. So start, you know, building up your knowledge base by searching the collectibles section on eBay. See what's selling. You'd be surprised at the goofy crap that people are collecting. And if you make a mental note of it, or make a notebook of it, and you go to your thrift shop or your Goodwill or your antique stores, you'll find crap like that. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I've done it, and it really does work. You will make money. So give that a try. I'll have more information coming up, and keep the eBay lecture series going, because people seem to really get off on that. And I'll help you as much as I can. Okay, people. Adios, sayonara, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen. I don't know. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. All right. Goodbye.